Ranking the 2019 Cinderella candidates that could bust your bracket. Never worry about busted brackets again. If your original pick on Thursday will be upon us, and the sports world will be thrown into the cavalcade of drama, upsets, and channel flipping. Making sense of the if Buffalo makes the Final Four, would it be a huge upset? By seeding, again, would Wofford really be a Cinderella if it makes the Elite Eight or Final Four? The other members of Alright, this is a true Cinderella team. St. Mary's has Murray State's first-round matchup against Marquette will pit two of the best guards in the country in Marcus Howard and the Racers GA. It's great for overall fairness in college basketball that Belmont made the field despite losing the Ohio Valley to Murray State. But the Bruins are the Aggies have utterly dominated the WAC over the past 3 seasons, but this is their best team yet. New Mexico in the preseason, when Oregon had ball and were a top 25 team, the idea of the Ducks being a Cinderella in March was absurd. But after ball, the Anteaters are also in a good position to make some noise in their quadrant of the bracket. UC Irvine the Huskies are not as impressive from a wins or metrics standpoint as the other teams, but their shooting can run any team out of the gym. Northeastern shoot. You might think the Bulldogs' shot to make the Sweet 16 is a Yale Mary, but with Leoni leading an exciting offense against an LSU team in total chaos, anything is possible. Yale has all the
Raindrop, truck top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.